okay.
Okay. In the forum, the vocabulary challenge each week. You know the one I mean?
Yes, yes, Lynn. That like we did what I've
Well,
seen.
That's it. Yeah,
Uh,
there's one every week. And last week's, well, Shiny, let you tell Moz.
We do a vocabulary challenge every week. It's like a game. Link will send post a picture and we answer uh, the name the pictures in the picture.
Yeah,
Is that right?
name the items in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's the idea. That's the idea. Now, sometimes it's kind of easy. Sorry, I've got a factory floor going on here by the sounds of it. So, name the items in the picture. Each item, well, it does vary. Sometimes it's about forming sentences with the words given. Sometimes it's about correcting sentences with the words given, and other times it's about naming the items in the picture. You've got a short-term memory loss. That's okay. It happens to me all the time. Anyhow, if you missed that session, if you missed the vocabulary challenge, you can take the note card. Okay, now bear with me a second. I've got to just make sure the note card is correct, and it will give you a list. Oh yeah, it is there. Okay, and it should give you a list of that's odd. Hang on, I think I've got to do some more editing. Bear with me. General. Ah yes, so F for factory floor. And then it's description. Otherwise it will make no sense to you. Okay, so if you look over by the door in the corner, you'll see the picture that we shared in the Moodle. Can you see it, Moz?
yes, Lynn. I remember. If I
Yay!
remember
It was a
correctly,
tough one, wasn't it?
that last thing we did.
Yeah, it was
Am I right?
not this week's, it was last week's. Yeah. This week's is a little easier. And even April panicked about this week. Okay. And it was tough, I guess, because unless you've worked in a place like this, you might not know some of the terminology that's used. Yeah? So, Shiny, you did attempt the challenge. How did you find it? Was it really difficult?
Kind of, because a little complicated. I don't know which name fits which item.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay, but I think you did very well. Looking at your answers and looking at April's answers, you both did very well. April seemed to slip into French occasionally, which was quite funny. But all in all, I think you did, yeah, it was pretty good. Well done. Pat yourself on the back.
Really, but I made several mistakes.
That doesn't matter, okay? Mistakes, you're not. If you got everything right, then it would be a useless exercise for you, really. Now that's
True.
one of the reasons why we've got a robot running around at the moment, because I was trying to put a robot in here, and he went crazy. So it's always dangerous rezzing things in world, I tell you. So when you next see him, let me know. He'll run through here any minute now. There he goes. Did you see him?
Who?
Okay, if you just wait a couple of moments, he appears over here somewhere. He's a rogue robot, very dangerous. And he just dashes through, unless I'm hallucinating. Anyway, so looking at the list of the vocabulary, hopefully that's in your inventory now. If not, ask me, I can send you a copy. Okay. We're actually in what we call the factory, on the factory floor at the moment. We often say that, on the factory floor. Where do you work? Oh, on the factory floor. It sounds like you're lying down, having a nice little rest, but it just means you work in a place like this or something similar with warehouses and a production line. Now, have any... Oh, there he goes. Did you see him? I'm not sure. How can you catch a rogue robot? So we also use a term, so we've got factory. Okay, did you keep the links shiny? Because we could read them together. So you've got factory. You've also got the word plant. Now what comes to mind when I say the word plant to you? Miles, what comes to mind if I say to you plant?
Mm, power plant producing something from uh, from the place or building, like a
Okay,
power
good.
plant.
Yeah, because a lot of people would think about something like this plant over here. Because this is a plant. It's a bamboo plant. But of course, it's always about context. So when you're thinking about factories and production lines, and if somebody then says to you, we'll be in the plant, it means in the building where the production takes place. Okay, so factory and plant, almost synonymous, yeah?
What was that wind? It's moving.
Yep, things move.
Is that a robot? Is that a robot? What we are
That's
talking
the
about?
rogue robot I was warning you about. Don't get in his way, he will crush you. Now that's the thing
Oh.
about factories, they are dangerous places sometimes. If you notice, this factory is no different. We have a fire extinguisher on the wall and a first aid kit on the wall. Things go wrong in factories.
Oh, I see. That's weird. I want to see it again. Uh-huh.
Oh, good luck.
Tell
I've
me.
been trying to catch him for half an hour.
Uh, it's hard to wait. That robot didn't come.
Yeah, he seems to have his own programming going on. Yeah, factories tend to be dangerous because they're full of machinery or machines. Machinery, we often say as well. Yeah, machinery. And moving parts. Moving parts. Okay. Wherever you have moving parts, yeah, you are likely to have accidents. Accidents happen. Okay. So in this factory is no different. We've got a rogue robot that nobody can shut down. It's like something out of a sci-fi program. Okay, so let's do a little bit of reading. Is that okay? Shiny, would you like to start? Okay, I'll give you the text.
A factory or manufacturing plant is an industrial site, usually consisting of buildings and machinery, or more commonly a complex having several buildings, where workers manufacture goods or operate machines processing one product into another.
Very good. Well done. Now, have either of you ever been to a factory?
No, Lynn. That's why I can familiar those things around me.
Okay.
And
Well, actually,
yes,
you say that, but at school we were sometimes taken to factories. I went to a lace making factory when I was at school. Um, it was sort of to show you where things come from. It was a school trip. Wasn't that interesting. It was very noisy and smelly, and didn't make me want to become a lace maker at all. But it was interesting. And of course, at university, I did study operations management, etc. So none of the vocabulary in the picture there was a surprise to me. But I realised that maybe if you hadn't studied manufacturing or operations management, it might be completely new to you. Now, one little word for you, Shiny. There's a difference between the noun and the adjective here. Okay, and the word is complex. Okay, so the noun is a complex and the adjective is complex. So there's slightly different stress. Same pronunciation, different stress. So a complex, it's complex. Okay, as in complicated. So try it, a complex.
A complex, a complex,
Yeah, commonly a complex having several buildings.
a complex having several buildings.
Perfect. Good. So this, where we're standing, okay, it's virtual, but it's a complex. There are several buildings here. We've got the laboratory through the doors. We've got the factory plant here where the goods are manufactured and packed. And we've also got the warehouse here, which is where goods are dispatched. And if you notice, I'm using the word goods. Do you know what I mean by goods?
products made
Yeah.
from this factory.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a sort of general term. The goods are manufactured, and it could cover anything pretty much. Anything consumable. Computers, they're goods. Yeah, nothing to do with being good. Okay. Goods and products. Okay, Moz, would you like to do a little bit of reading?
Yes, Lynn. Okay.
Goody goody. There you
Is
go.
it?
Oh, yep.
Okay. Factories arose with the introduction of machinery during the Industrial Revolution, when the capital and space requirements became too great for cottage industry or workshop. Factories that contained small amounts of machinery, such as one or two spinning mules, and fewer than a dozen workers, have been called glorified workshops.
Very good. Well done.
Workshops.
Workshops. Yeah, well done. Very nicely read. Okay. Now it mentions here cottage industry. Do you know what cottage? Have you ever heard of a cottage industry? Can you name a typical cottage industry?
No, Lin, except for the cottage in the swimming pool.
Okay. Yeah, it's more the jobs. Things used to be manufactured in people's home. So it's basically some business or some manufacturing, but it's carried out at home. That's why it's called a cottage. A cottage is a kind of house. And cottage industry was people, I don't know, knitting things at home, sewing things at home, creating anything at home. Have you heard of Etsy.com? Etsy. Let me just put the type up. Etsy.com. No? Okay, well, it's basically a website where people, individuals, can sell things they've made. Okay, and a lot of people, it's almost like people are going back to this idea of cottage industry. They're making things at home, not going to work for somebody else, they're doing it for themselves, and then they're selling it on the internet. Okay, so cottage industry was business activity carried out in people's homes. Weaving was a very big cottage industry. Lots of sheep in the UK, and the sheep would be sheared and the wool would be taken to these cottage industries, to these little houses where people would wash the wool and dye the wool and card the wool and basically turn it into cloth that would then get sent to somewhere else where it would be made into clothing. And then some bright spark had the idea of, why are we sending this stuff all over the place? Let's send it all to one place. And we had the Industrial Revolution. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, I'm not going to say. Okay, Shiny, your turn to read.
Most modern factories have large warehouses or warehouse-like facilities that contain heavy equipment used for assembly line production. Large factories tend to be located with access to multiple modes of transportation, with some having rail, highway and water loading and unloading facilities.
Very good, well done. So one of the things that drove the Industrial Revolution was the railways and the canals. They needed to ship large amounts of goods very quickly, and horse and cart was not going to do it any longer. And the building of the railways and the building of the canals really drove the Industrial Revolution in the UK. And it's still today really important, if you're going to build a factory anywhere, that you have transport facilities and you can actually move your goods and move your... Okay, the internet, it's changing things a little bit, but you still need to... Even Amazon, when it builds its warehouses, tend to build it close to motorways, railways, so that they can get the goods in and ship them out. Okay, couple of words for you, Shiny. The first one, equipment. Equipment.
Equipment.
Yeah, and that's a little bit like goods. Everything in here that we can use is equipment. Okay, even the first aid, it's safety equipment. The fire extinguisher here, and all this, all the things in the boxes. Sorry, this gurney here. Okay, I'm not sure if you can walk up it. Let's just see. Can I walk up it? This could be an accident about to happen. Get the first aid kit. Ow. All equipment. Okay, the next one, Shiny, is access. Not assess, access.
Access.
Yeah, access is to have access to a house, you have to go through the door, and to have something available, yeah, to have access to something. Okay. Any questions so far?
Alvin, is it the Skype or our connection? Since um, our voice is breaking out a little.
Oh, I don't know. Your voice is fine for me. Shiny, can you hear me okay?
It sound it sound fine for me.
Okay, it's you, Moz. Sorry. The thing to do is when you're having a problem, if I'm breaking up, type 2121, okay? And then the other people can say 111, and then I know. Or they might say 222, in which case it's then my problem. We'll be able to tell, Moz, on the stream, on the live stream.
Okay, Lina. But I can hear you, but not, but it's a little.
No, it's not your fault. It's the technology. It's the technology.
Okay.
It happens. But if you miss anything important, just ask me to repeat it. Okay? I can repeat what I just said. So you can type if you can't understand what I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay, Lin. Is this shiny? Is shiny gas or people like or people like us? You meant like us because she looks as gas, not human.
Oh, is she a cloud to you?
That's what I mean.
She does she look like a little cloud of gas?
Red cloud, I guess.
Oh, okay. It's your connection, Moz. Okay. If you can't res somebody, at the moment, Shiny's looking grey to me, which often happens with Shiny's avatar, but we've got used to it. And sometimes, if you've both got slightly low bandwidths, then it doesn't. What we call to res, which means to basically appear in a virtual world. Oh, good question. Well, I'll. By the way, not factories, factories. Okay. You're appearing fine to me, Moz. Shiny, you're a bit grey, but we don't mind, do we? And I seem to be okay today. But it can sometimes even happen to me, Moz. I'll turn up and Oscar yesterday said, "Oh, Lynn, you're completely grey." And strangely, he was okay, but he had a grey face, which was most bizarre. Okay, so factories. What do you think, Moz? Do you think factories have changed from the past to the present? Oh, you can't hear me now. Ah, no. Okay, Moz, you've lost voice. Ah, okay. I think what was happening, Shiny, he was crashing. That's why you were a cloud. One of the things that happened. So I'll have to throw your question back at you, Shiny. Do you think factories have changed from the past to the present?
It seems doesn't change a lot. I mean, for sure they change the equipment has been changed. I mean, has been improved a lot. You know, you don't have to use those people to work in a plant.
Yeah, I'd say that's one of the biggest changes. Do you know what we call it when we replace people with machinery?
Oh, robotic robotic sites, like something like that.
Yeah, that's specific to programmed machines, and I think machinery came in first before we had any kind of programmed machines. We had machines. Once upon a time, everything was done by hand. And then we brought in machinery and maybe one operator per machine, so somebody was operating the machinery, and then we brought in robotics, which gets rid of the people operating the machinery. It's called automation.
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 Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I read uh like something about this in Wikipedia.
Yep, yep. Wikipedia is a
Okay.
good source for this, actually. And automation is, yeah, that's the one that's actually taking human jobs away. What we were discussing in the Wednesday session, yeah? Automation is the thing that's basically replacing humans. And robotics is going to replace the need for humans to even run the automated machinery.
Yeah, you know that Japanese like to use vending machines in the in the restaurant or shop. Uh, they don't take order from customers. They them buy the ticket. So they just receive this ticket and it means get the order.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't think it's. I don't think we're under threat completely yet because it's very expensive. But there's a. I know there's a fully automated restaurant, and it's being used by one of the robotics companies to test these things. Yeah, and you're right. No waiters. Even I've seen a robot chef now, a chef that can cook. Simple dishes, but it must be very worrying for Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh, Mozu's back online. Let's see if he can find us.
By the way, don't you think people are lost in virtual world?
In what do you mean
Because
lost?
I was lost. I was lost. I don't know where the plant is, what was. So I kind of test every uh, destination.
Oh, but that's exciting.
I went to the pub, shopping mall, or other place to try to try to find you.
Okay. Well, it's been here all the time. But that's why I think if you look again at the message I sent you, you should see. I'm going to check it now just to make sure I didn't make a mistake. But when I send you the information, okay, you will see in the notice, you should see in the notice, let me just find it. Notices, Wednesday's session. Okay, for today's session, I put, oh, here. Where is it? What date is it today? 3rd of March, isn't it? It should have said 3rd of March. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, if you notice, we are meeting in the labs, and then there's the link, and you can just cut and paste the link into your viewer, and it will bring you to me. Okay, to wherever the session's taking place. Okay, so next time have a look at the note card, but see if there's a, like, it looks like a URL, and you just cut and paste that into your viewer, and it will bring you to that place. Okay. Oh, Mars, no! Somebody switched you off. Have you got your voice back?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Now I see Shiny as a human now, changing
Excellent.
colors.
It's a problem when you're sharing a computer system and you're sharing your router. Well, welcome back
Yes.
anyway. Welcome back anyway. Hang on, I'm just
Thanks.
looking for Shiny's text. Okay. Just checking where we got up to. Okay. Okay, now Shiny asked about how factories changed, and I think they have very much because of the automation. We were just talking about automation, Moz. Do you know what we mean when we say automation?
Is it a kind of machinery?
Yeah, everything being replaced. Everything we used to do by hand is now being replaced by machinery. It's being automated to automate something. And they're going to start doing it, as we discussed on Wednesday. If you watch the Wednesday Talk to the Hand session, we were discussing robotics and what jobs are going to be replaced by robotics, by robots, and even teachers are in danger now of being replaced by robots. Okay, but the modern factory is quite interesting. So, Moz, would you like to do a bit more reading?
Yes, Lynn.
Okie dokie.
Okay, Lynn. Richard Arkwright is a person credited with inventing the prototype of the modern factory. After he patented his water frame in 1769, he established Cromford Mill in Derbyshire, England, significantly expanding the village of Cromford to accommodate the migrant workers new to the area.
Very good, well done. Just two words. One is patented, to patent
Ah,
something. Yeah.
it's patented.
Yeah, patented. Do you know what it means? If you have you ever patented anything? Have you ever put a patent out on
Uh,
something?
yes,
Ooh!
but like example, when I bought something like a phone or anything, I put my name on it.
Ah, unfortunately, you haven't got the patent for the phone, though. There's a place called the Patents Office, yeah? The Patents Office. Now, the first person to invent a phone probably had a patent on it, okay? And that means they own the rights to that design, to patent a design, to patent a product, okay? And usually for an invention. So what you did was you personalised your phone. I personalise my phone. Put your name on it. Doesn't give you the patent to the phone, I'm afraid. Can you think of some things that have been patented in the past? Can you name some items that might have been patented? Any ideas?
I don't remember, but only personalized those my those things I have owned before.
Okay, you've personalised them. Yeah, you can't claim to have invented them. You can't have the patent. Can you think of anything shiny that's been patented? It's probably things around you. If you look around you, you'll see things that have got a patent on them.
I don't quite get to it, but like slice blade,
Sorry,
stupid.
Shiny?
I I I don't quite get It but I think it's sliced bread.
Sliced.
Stupid. Okay.
Can you
Can
type
you
it
hear
up? I'm
me?
not sure what you're saying. Can you type it up?
Bread, bread,
Oh, sliced
bread,
bread.
bread.
Got
Sorry,
you. Sliced
but
bread.
that's
Okay. Well, probably sliced bread wouldn't be patented, but the machine that sliced bread, yes, that would have a patent. Yeah.
then typewriter.
The typewriter, definitely, and multiple patents, okay? Because
Ah,
patents run out, and then somebody else will come up with a better designed typewriter. And if it's a revolutionary design, and sometimes they can actually apply to license the patent of something to then improve it and then to patent their improvements. So I'm just looking here, I'm sat at my desk. The monitors in front of me have a patent. The keyboards have a patent. The mouse was patented. The printer I've got here, the document shredder I've even got a television in the corner that definitely had a patent. The video recorder, my Xbox definitely has a patent. So everything pretty much that's been manufactured and made, somebody owns the patent to that item. And every time somebody makes one of those things, that person with the patent will get paid. It's a very good idea to be an inventor. Invent something everybody wants and needs, and then just sit back and watch the money roll in. The trouble is, most inventors don't get patents, they don't get manufactured, they just die of poverty. I'm just trying to think who had the patent for the machine to slice bread. Let's see. 1932. F. Rohlweder, machine for slicing an entire loaf of bread at a single operation, filed 26th of November 1928. Okay? And you can find out, oh, well, shiny. What if someone steals your idea? Yes. Well done, steals with one T, but you're right, yeah. What if someone, well, it happens because it's worth a lot of money. Yes, people steal ideas. Do you know what we call it if a company invents something and somebody comes in to steal that design or that idea? Do you know what we call it? It's a little bit like James Bond. It's kind of like a spy, but we actually have a special word for it. Industrial espionage. So espionage is another word for spying. And you use the industrial part to say this is, and it's big business. It is big business. There are industrial spies out there. Because there's a lot of money involved and people get mean and nasty when money's involved. iPhones and Samsung phones, yes. Patent wars, Moz, absolutely. Whose idea was it? The rounded corner. Even a design can be patented. Okay? Even a trademark, it belongs to somebody. It's like got copyright. Okay, so patenting is like copyright.
Oh yes, then what will happen if those like example other companies trying to copy something like on iPhone technologies? What the iPhone company would do to them?
They would sue. To sue. Okay, you have to go to court and prove that it was your idea in the first place, which is where the patent comes in. And you have to prove that that idea couldn't have come about without your idea, okay? And it gets very messy, and the only people who are happy are the lawyers. Sharing has become very difficult these days. Yes, we were talking this morning, as you know, Shiny, and somebody copyrighted silence. Moz, you had to be there. It was, yeah. It's really difficult, really difficult. And some people will patent things that they haven't even any intention of producing, in the hopes somebody else will produce it, and then and then they'll get loads of money for having their idea stolen. So it's a really tricky area. I'm not a lawyer, remember. I am not a lawyer, but yes, it does happen. Okay. And a lot of inventors, as I said, John Logie Baird, Tesla, they invent lots of things, but they don't make any money because those things they're out of their time, or nobody wants to make them. There's a very famous British inventor called Dyson. Have you heard of Dyson? Yeah? Well, Dyson's the name of a product, but it's also the name of the person who invented the product. Okay, James Dyson. Yeah, James Dyson. And he invented a new kind of vacuum cleaner. Okay, a new kind of what we call Hoover in the UK a lot. A very expensive vacuum cleaner, yes, Shiny. The idea is that because it doesn't use bags, you'll save money in the long run. But you're right, it's very expensive. Looks nice though, it looks nice. And it's quite revolutionary, but it didn't use Hoover bags, it didn't use vacuum cleaner bags, and so none of the manufacturers wanted to make this product. And so what he did was he went to the banks with his idea, and he found some investment angels, that's people who were willing to pay people for their ideas and to invest in them as a person. And he started manufacturing them himself. Now he's one of the largest manufacturers of vacuum cleaners in the world. Okay. He actually invented a whole new way of cleaning the house, but nobody wanted it, and so he was one of the few success stories there are for inventors. You wanted to be successful, or you still want to be, Moz? Have you given up on being successful?
It's the correct term, Lynn. I forgot how to use those phrase or sentence.
I want. Yeah? Or I would like to be.
Okay. Then I use wanted, it means
In the past.
you mean I tried, but you mean I gave up already?
Yeah, yeah. I want to be means
Okay.
I still do want that. I want to be means I've given up on that. I'm happy just being me. I thought you might mean I want to be. Or you can say I would like to be successful like those people. But as I say, for every successful, rich inventor, there are several who died penniless and alone. Okay, Shiny. You don't like Dyson Hoover. I've never owned one, so I couldn't say. Too expensive for me, Shiny. Okay, I want
Because
one. Or, I want to see one. I want to see one. Yeah, remember, to, then you need the verb. Yeah, I want to see one. You can see them online. There are even videos on... people who've got them really like them. Really like them. But as they are expensive. Okay. Shiny, you were going to say something. Take the mic.
oh, thank you. I mean it's a hack that you have to clean the container. I mean the container collecting this dust or garbage.
Yeah, I guess
You know,
so. Yeah, because the bag, at least with a normal vacuum cleaner, you can just take the bag out, throw it away, and put a clean bag in. But yes, you do have to empty the Dyson container. He's got new inventions that compact the dust and make it into a little block that's easy to clean. But for me, it's not so much about the uh, cleaning it or emptying it out or anything like. It's just the price.
oh,
I think they're
but I don't
overpriced.
because I had one. I don't recommend it because every time when I tried to clean the container and the dust just you know
Flew everywhere.
uh,
Yes,
yeah, yes. So
that is the nature of
I couldn't,
dust.
yeah, I couldn't imagine how much dust I breathe in.
Oh, nasty. Yeah, it's a valid point. You should have written and to complain to the company.
Yeah, but you know, Japanese really like this brand, so it make a huge success in Japan. You can't imagine how it's even expensive than more expensive than the one in Britain.
I can imagine that, yeah, because as you say, the Japanese, you said earlier, the Japanese like technology. So I can see. We've actually got a Dyson fan here because it's
Ah,
very quiet. It's really nice. There's no blades. It uses the same technology as the Hoover, or the vacuum cleaner, I should say. No blades, and it's very good. I bought it for hubby a couple of years ago as a present because it was cool.
oh, okay.
And it was on
And
sale.
you know the good, good.
By the way, did you know you can now buy a Dyson hairdryer?
Really, hair
Yeah,
dryer.
same technology,
It's
but instead of sucking, it blows.
okay.
it's
Is it
it's
good?
really expensive.
I think it's going to take the whole market,
He's trying, I
household.
think. He'd like to. But
But not every product is are good. I don't
do you know how
really like
much
it.
do you know how much one of these Dyson hairdryers costs, Shiny?
Half of the price of the roofer. That much?
€399.
Wow, crazy.
Yep. I went. There was one in the shops. Oh, it was only a couple of weeks ago, and I picked it up. It was nice, nice ergonomic design, nice in the hand. Switched it on, nice airflow. Looked at the price and I just burst out laughing. And there was a man behind me, a German, and we started talking about it. And he was saying it's crazy, absolutely crazy. €399 for a hairdryer. But there you go, if it makes people happy. And they're all
Okay,
made in factories.
really crazy. Is there really someone buy it?
Well, I've no idea if anybody's bought them, but you can buy them. Okay. Um, and there's, if you want to see the YouTube video, okay, I'll share the YouTube video with you. Well, this is the thing. It's not for everybody, is it? I mean, it's for people with more money than sense, and maybe for people who like good design, or are hoping it will be worth a fortune in the future. But yes, it's quite a crazy amount of money for a hairdryer. Okay, so we're running out of time, and I do have to finish on time today because hubby's home, and what I'll suggest we do is we'll finish this next week, and I'll see if I can get my robot under control. Shiny, because you're a bit lost, why don't you follow me out of the factory so you can see where you are in the sim, okay? Moz, do you want to follow me? We'll just go through out of the factory into the laboratory, okay?
Okay, I follow you.
Yep.
You.
I'm over here through the doors. Shiny, can you follow? Okay, Shiny's still watching the video. Okay, you go through the laboratory, through the labs.
I'm getting larger.
Okay. This is always good practice for Shiny moving.
It reminds me of the uh, control room for the Americans' defense. Oh no.
Could be. And then you're outside. And if you look in the distance, you can see the party area. If you look over there, you can see the party bit. How are you doing? Oh.
I'm not.
Where are you going, Maz?
First, no.
You need to turn around, Maz. Through the doors here, Shiny?
Not responding, no way.
Okay, I'll send you a TP outside. You've got stuck. It happens, don't worry.
Black. I can see you. Eternal black.
Well done, Shiny. Okay, stop walking, Shiny. And you can see in the distance, straight in front of you, there's the party area where we can go dancing.
Oh no. I can see the...
Are you okay, Moz?
Get back. I can't move. Why?
You might be about to crash. If you've... you seem to have disappeared, so you may be about to crash.
Okay. Oh, I see an alien, but...
If you can...
I can't move.
Don't panic. Don't panic. If you can use your camera to see a chair, just right-click and sit on the chair, and it will take you out of wherever you're stuck. If you're stuck in a wall or something like that. Okay. There you go. Okay. Well done. You did it. Okay. Well done.
I'm still loading.
I can see you. I can see you. You're out. Don't worry. You're outside now. Okay. So, Shiny, this is where we were. This is the laboratory. Okay. Okay. And did you like the look of the Dyson hairdryer, Shiny? Would you pay €399 for it? It looks lovely, no. Doesn't it? But it's crazy expensive.
I'll wait for the clearance.
Oh, they'll steal the patent.
Nobody wants to buy it.
Yeah, it will happen. It will happen. Okay, so we'll finish reading about this next week, and I'll tag on some information about Dyson as well, because it is a good example of modern manufacturing, modern production, and also how, even though he's very, very proud to be British, he doesn't actually manufacture anything in the UK anymore. But that's life, as you say. I
can see you.
Yay!
I think you hear me, Lynn? Oh no.
I'm waving at you.
I think the loading bar is not moving. I'm not. It's not even and a half.
Yeah, I would say probably, Moz, you've crashed, but you're still you've got lag, and so you're stuck. But don't worry about it. We're closing the session, and the next time you log in, everything should be fine. Okay. If you look at the stream later, when it's on YouTube, if you look at the video at the end, you'll see I'm standing talking to you, and Shiny's by you, near you. So even though you can't see us, we are actually there. Okay? And that, my dears, is
Uh,
lag.
Now I see you, Lynn.
Yay! Goody goody. Yeah, a 1-on-2 session. I don't know where the others were, but it's fine. You got a 1-on-2 session. It was good, and I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, I'll see you, I hope, next week. And never panic. If you get stuck, just switch the computer off and turn it back on again. It's fine. See you, Shiny. Bye.
Lynn,
I'll be in
see you
TGIF
again.
in 20 minutes or so I'll maybe see you then. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.